Slick Nick did it again over the weekend.
So did old Thom. He's back.
Yeah, Thom Brenneman. So the news has come out that Thom Brenneman is back. He will call ACC football on the CW, which I have no problem with.
No. Man. He did his tour down in Puerto Rico.
He lost his job.
Yep.
He deserved to lose his job. And at this point, let's all move on.
Yes.
As there's a drive in a deep left field by Castellanos, it will be a home run.
He's the guy who was working for the Reds.
They were doing a game against the Giants.
Yeah, and he made a homophobic slur in between innings when he thought his mic was off.
Yeah.
So he got turfed. He went to Mexico or Puerto Rico, wherever. And now he's coming back to do ACC football. Well, the second it was announced that Thom Brenneman was back, Castellanos hit that home run.
Yeah. That's what he does.
Over the weekend.
That's what he does.
I mean, it's unbelievable.
Tragedy hits.
So we've talked about this before. And yeah, it used to be that whenever the announcers...
We're talking about something somber.
Whenever the announcers on the game that Castellanos was in, whenever they were talking about something, yeah, like you said, somber, the death of somebody locally or whatever, Castellanos had a habit of just coming up and hitting a home run.
Making it awkward because you're in the middle of some sort of emotional thing and then you have to take a pause as an announcer and talk about Castellanos' home run.
And it really was a thing.
Yeah.
He did it multiple times. Yeah. Uncanny. Well, now it's morphed into basically any big news event, Castellanos hits a home run the same day.
Yeah.
Because they're saying when Biden stepped out of the race, so that was Saturday or Sunday? Was that Saturday?
That was Sunday, I believe.
Yeah, he hit a homer 2 or 3 hours later.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so now we're saying that's the Castellanos effect, which, again, I asked you the question, are we not taking this a little, like we're taking liberties with the Castellanos effect?
We are
because
taking liberties, yes.
if he hits a home run, every time he hits a home run, you could find something in the world that happened that you could apply it to.
Well, because the world sucks, and so there's a lot happening. But at the same time, you got to admit, the president stepping down, or not running for president and stepping out of the election, that's a pretty big deal.
But when did it morph from something somber on the broadcast of the game he was in to some world event?
Look, we're having a lot of fun with it. And it's, when you're having fun, don't you want to keep having more fun?
I do.
We've all done it.
But I don't want it to be manufactured.
Well, do you have the timeline? Because we can find out where at what point in time the shift started happening.
I have a list.
When did Biden release the note? Because if it's within a few, if it's shortly thereafter, although it would have been better had they been talking, had the announcers been mentioning that the president was pulling out of running, and then Castellanos hits it.
From what I understand, and you'd have to fact check me on this, when the announcement of Thom Brenneman came out, Castellanos homered like minutes later.
See,
the Biden thing, it was hours later.
Yeah, that doesn't count. It doesn't.
They're trying to say that was same day.
No, you asked when did it jump? It happened right now. We're trying to shoehorn this in. This one doesn't count, and we don't want to cheapen the greatness of the somber Castellanos. And that's what you're doing now. We're cheapening it. You're right. It's manufactured.
There's a drive in a deep left field by Castellanos. It will be a home run.
And I don't know if I'm going to put on these headsets.
That's still the best thing that's ever happened in broadcast.
So here's the list. Okay. So you have the original Thom Brenneman, which is that one.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm going to be putting on this headset again.
Where he homers right in the middle of Thom making his on-air apology about being homophobic.
And being a man of faith.
So there's that one. Apparently he homered. There was a career-threatening injury to Fernando Tatis, and Castellanos hit a home run.
While they were talking about it.
There was a eulogy for World War II vets.
This one I remember.
And Castellanos, as they were talking about it, hit a home run. There was a 9/11 tribute video that Castellanos homered during. There was apparently there was one broadcast where the announcers were apologizing for the opposing team's manager getting a DUI.
And he hit one?
And he hit a home run. He homered. Now, this one you're going to have to check.
Okay.
Apparently, he homered 10 minutes after Will Smith slapped Chris Rock. That was in spring training.
I don't remember that at all. But
see, now here's where we're starting to get a little loose.
We're getting loose with the facts here.
He homered on the day that Dwayne Haskins died.
Okay. You know.
He homered during a Memorial Day tribute.
Well, at least that's something.
I mean, it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
He homered. So there was apparently they were doing a eulogy for a local PA announcer during one of the broadcasts.
Yeah.
He hit a home run.
I'll be damned.
He homered during the Vin Scully death announcement.
Yeah, see, those are the real ones.
Those are the real ones. Those are the real ones.
He homered an hour after the death of the Queen was announced.
If you're the Phillies, are you just putting together, like, for a playoff run? Because the Phillies are the best team in baseball. Wouldn't you just put together, like, a series of little, like, vignettes to run at the start? Anytime Castellanos comes up, you should be talking about something somber. Because clearly the universe is speaking to us here, saying that our man, with a Slick Nick, he thrives off misery. This is what he does.
Do you have more, Isaac? Because I have a couple more.
Well, there was yes, I do have more. Apparently, and again, this list has to be fact-checked. It's very hard to do that.
Sure.
Well, so I'm looking at a Philadelphia Inquirer article that they just and they're linking tweets to a bunch of these moments where people are talking about things.
So here's another one. Apparently, he homered when the Ocean Gate sub.
Oh, the Titanic.
He homered that day.
You know what? I do think I remember that one. I think we may have talked about that.
They're saying that he hit 2 home runs on each the anniversary of Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
That's a little creepy.
And he homered on the day of Trump's assassination attempt.
Oh, I'll be damned. And now the Biden thing.
And 3 minutes after, Thom is announced.
Oh, yeah.
And then Biden.
So the other ones that I had were he homered when the Phillies announced that Charlie Manuel had suffered a stroke.
Yes, I remember that.
He had a walk-off double an hour and a half after Willie Mays passed.
Well, okay, but wait a minute.
No.
Yeah, we're talking about doubles?
Walk-off. And maybe the wildest one, his first ever professional home run. The date was May 1st, 2011, playing minor league ball in single A. Well, that was the night that we killed Osama bin Laden.
No way.
Yes.
Has anyone, because Castellanos kind of seems like a red ass.
Yeah, he seems like a jerk.
Remember then the playoff run, they were interviewing him, and he's
real bristly.
Yeah, he seems very bristly. Has anyone asked him? Has he commented? But can you look and see?
His wife has gotten all uppity about it. She's gotten like ticked off that every time something happens that like her and his mentions blow up.
God.
Yeah, he's not going to be. Because I was hoping that maybe he would embrace this, but knowing that he's kind of he's a little prickly, I was afraid that he would be all pissy about this. But how great would it be if he leaned into this? Like his walk-up music should be just like the Undertaker's like death bell or some dome. He should have something ominous when he comes to the plate. Just lean into that and have some fun with it. But he doesn't seem like the sort of guy that likes to have fun. He's a no-nonsense sort of guy.
Pretty crazy phenomenon if all that's true, though.
Yeah. Well, I mean, a lot of those are. I mean, they just.
Well, we've talked about some of them, but some of them are like all of a sudden out of nowhere.
Yeah, they just
like
pop
Osama bin Laden. What?
Well, single A. I mean,
Jess Castellanos tweeted in September of 2021, PSA to all Nick Castellanos joke tweets, something essy happens every day in the world. Go find a new joke.
You see, really?
God,
why are you?
You know who she should get with?
Like that?
She should get with Matt Stafford's wife.
Yeah. She also is
and
Kelly.
they can Karen together.
Yeah.
God.
That is.
And then she quote tweeted herself, honestly, it's ridiculous how you all find such pleasure in such horrific, terrible events.
Oh,
and then, actually, no, hold on. That is her, that's the brother now. This is Ryan Castellanos.
So it's an entire family full of people that with a stick up their ass.
Oh, no, but Ryan is actually making fun of his sister. He goes, he says, honestly, it's pretty ridiculous how you all find pleasure in these horrific and terrible events. And there's a deep drive into left by Castellanos. That'll be a home run.
Oh, that's fantastic.
So Ryan Castellanos, who has to be Nick's brother, quote tweeted his wife about it.
Yeah, I'm looking at Ryan here. He played minor league baseball.
Well, at least he's got a personality. He can't hit for crap, but he's got personality. He's probably the most likable of the Castellanos family.
Well, anyway.
It's fun.
I don't know. It is fun, but I feel like we're stretching it.
Yeah.
And we need
to go back.
And it holds up on its own. Like, we don't have to force it because there are enough good ones.
Yes.
That's the disappointment. I feel this way about sports movies. You don't need to embellish because they're great. Like, You take a good story that doesn't need any sort of fluff to it, and then you Hollywood it up, and it's disappointing. Like, just let the story stand on its own.
Yeah.
Let the Castellanos death homers and the tragedy, let them stand on their own, because they can indeed stand on their own.
So do you think broadcasts have already started to like
Oh, I 100%
time
yes,
announcements or like
dude. If you
somber things with his at bats?
Wait for him to have it at bat, and then make sure you do it immediately following, so
If-
there's no chance of him coming up.
if I was a producer, and like I would 100% be doing bits at this point. Like, you know, it's someone in baseball passed away or some sort of national event. I would wait until I knew Castellanos was coming up to tell him, hey, by the way, it's a good time to
Ninth
throw
inning,
this-
go ahead runs on second. Let's fire something up, boys.
Let's throw this out there and see what happens. Oh, good damn
Wow.
times.